All right, here are the top 5 ways you can save money as an owner builder. Are you tossing up whether or not you want to go with a builder or do owner builder and do a bit of the work yourself? Are you handy? Are you somebody who has worked with tools before? This might be something for you. Don't worry, I've been there. I've spent many a year owner building my house. I did it while I was an apprentice, and golly, it's a slog. But there's lots of ways that you can save money. Some ways that better bang for buck. And if you wait to the end, I'll give you a tip on certain trades that you might want to pay for rather than try to do yourself. Number 1, get rid of your own rubbish. Have a trailer on site. Have the back of a ute or something. I mean, I'm not a big fan of stockpiling. I hate double handling, but always have a way to get rid of rubbish. You can save yourself thousands of dollars across the time of a build. Number 2, employ a carpenter. Have a carpenter who's not quite a builder yet and get them to come along and basically project manage and run the job. Give them a good wage and let them take the job and save you money. Be on the same page with them, have good communication, and that carpenter is going to have connections with other trades as well as connections with different suppliers that you do not have, and you're going to save yourself thousands in that way. If that carpenter's got good trade relationships with his hardware stores and he's saving you money along this whole way, then it's a great thing. It's really good bang for buck. Having a carpenter there to keep things going along, they're your representative while you're out as an owner builder. While you're away, they're the one who knows what's going on. Number 3, a simple one, but get lots of quotes. Just don't be lazy. Get 2 or 3 quotes. Just do that every single time. You're going to save hundreds of dollars here, hundreds of dollars there. It's the little bits that count along the way. But don't always go for the cheapest one. Depending on what you're doing, figure out what you need. Number 4, develop good supplier relationships. Having a good relationship, getting buddy-buddy with your local supplier is going to help you a lot. Finally, number 5, marketplace. Goodness me, can you save some money with marketplace? I know guys who've gotten full sets of trusses for their entire house or for their entire shed. They're a little bit wide with just a larger eave, but man, that's a lot of money saving. All you have to do is go there and pick it up. You can get kitchens, you can get doors, you can get old hardwood. So many ways you can save money on marketplace. If you're diligent and you know what's coming ahead and you're prepared, depending on your time frame, you can save so much money by using recycled materials and your recycling things, which is, good for the polar bears. All right, finally, I'm going to give you a last tip on 2 trades I think that you shouldn't cheap out on. Number 1, pay a tiler. Look, you can tile. There's some people who do it for the first time and they're really, really good at it. But by the time you pay for the tools to do the tiling and you're messing it up, as well as if it's something that you get wrong with waterproofing, then it's going to cause you a lot more trouble than is necessary. So I think a tile is worth it. 2 is a plasterer. Look, plastering is a skill. Plastering is something that everyone can sort of pick up and try, but it's something that you're always going to see on your walls. It's something that's always going to be there. You're going to look at it and you're going to go, oh my gosh, that looks so ugly. Why didn't I do that properly? Why didn't I pay someone to do that? As well as it can crack if you do it improperly. So you're going to end up doing it a second time anyway. So there you go. There's my 5 tips. I hope that was helpful. Hope you have a great day.